Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics in Order. This is episode 125. This time I read Conan the Barbarian, number 73. Pretty decent copy of this issue. I'm going to be keeping in my collection. Another really good, just a single story adventure, basically. It it it's got the underlying storyline of Belit discovering that her father is still alive, but this is a little bit of a side quest. This story, but it's a fun one. Gene Colan cover with Ernie Chan inks. Very cool cover. I like the colors. The colors are very cool on this cover, and the artwork as well, of course. But we have our usual art team. We've got John Buscema doing the pencils and Ernie Chan doing the inks. Roy Thomas, of course, writing and editing. We're picking up where we left off last issue. Conan and Belit heading back to Belit's ship out in the bay. They are they just left the castle. Her father, who used to be the king, they just left that castle and discovered that Belit's father is still alive and imprisoned in Shem. So now Belit is on her way to rescue him. But, and this is what I mentioned a few videos back, looking at these Conans at this time, we've got a traitor in our midst, amidst Belit's crew. Kawaku has finally shown his true colors, and he's gotten a portion of the crew on his side, and they've taken over the ship while Conan and Belit were gone. He stole a sleeping potion from a kingdom that the Black Corsairs recently visited. It was a couple videos back. I'll try and leave a link here if I can figure out which video it was that this particular sleeping potion was used in. But Kawaku stole it and used it on the portion of the crew that was not traitorous like he and his fellow crew members are. The rest of the crew, I said, they're asleep. And Conan and Belit immediately attack. Kawaku strikes Conan over the head, knocking him out. And once that's done, they corner Belit, capture her, tie her up. And what they want to do is, what Kawaku plans to do is steal Belit's money, jewels, gold, everything that she's stolen being a pirate. She's buried in a secret location and kept it from most of the crew. Only a few people know, and Conan is one of the people who know, and he says he will take them to Belit's treasure, which makes her mad. But they tie her up on the ship, and then Conan and the rest of Kawaku and his band of traitors head off to the island where the treasure's buried. We come to this Temple of the Toad, and that's where Conan says that the treasure is buried. And Kawaku and the rest of the Black Corsairs are very superstitious. They don't want to go in there, but they know that Conan and everybody's gone in there to bury the treasure, so they reluctantly go inside. We step right over top of actually where the treasure's buried. We're going to find out at the end of the issue. Spoilers ahead. We're going to find out that this spot right here where they're stepping is where the treasure's actually buried. But Conan's leading them past that to another point inside this temple, this pit. And he says that down there is where we put the treasure. And so Kawaku asks for a volunteer. None of his superstitious traitors will volunteer to go down to find the treasure. So Kawaku says, I'll do it myself. And Conan says, goodbye, Kawaku, because I think he knows what's down there, and it's not treasure. Does this look like Michael Kaluta instead of John Buscema to anybody else? just this one panel. It seems like maybe Ernie Chan did a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting on this one compared to John Buscema's pencils, like more Ernie Chan ink. So I wonder if that's what I'm seeing here. But it almost looks like a different artist than John Buscema drew that. It looks more like, to me, like Michael M. Kaluta, Michael W. Kaluta. I can't remember. He was an artist around this time, a little earlier. He worked on The Shadow for DC Comics back in the early 70s. He had a run on there that was kind of his first big breakthrough, I guess, in mainstream. I don't know. This looks like, doesn't look like John Buscema, let's just put it that way. But anyway, Kawaku gets lowered down into the darkness, and then he screams, and that's the end of Kawaku. The rope goes slack, but then tightens up again, so they figure he's grabbed the treasure. They start pulling him up, and this hand comes up over the edge, grabs one of the traitors, and yanks him down into the pit. 2 pages of ads, and up comes the creature from the pit, and chaos ensues. He goes through the traitors pretty quickly, and once they're all gone, it's Toad God versus Conan, as it had to happen, as always does in these Conan the Barbarian comics. But Conan is able to get the best of the Toad God and tosses him back down as well. But Conan, he might not make it. As you can see, he's barely hanging on by his fingertips. And he hears the Toad God still alive, and it's coming for him. And he's about to slip when Belit shows up with the crew that is still loyal to her, and they save Conan. They also bring a little extra treasure that they have recently acquired and buried under that self-same stone that I mentioned a few pages back. They lift it up and put it down there with the rest of the treasure. That's where that's been getting buried. And we leave. And Belit says, now we're on our way to rescue my father. And that's where that one leaves off. Kind of the same place where the one before it left off. But this was a fun side quest. We got to see Kawaku finally show his true colors and betray Belit and Conan. And we won't be seeing any more Kawaku. So that's that little subplot is tied up. Anyway, if you're a Conan fan, please let me know by commenting down below. If you know any other old nerds like us who like these Bronze Age Marvel comics, please share this video with them. If you're a first timer here, this is what I do on this channel. I just do this thing, Old Nerd Reads His Marvel Comics Owner, where I'm going through my comic book collection in publishing date order and reading them and doing a video on each issue that I read. And if that sounds cool, please subscribe if you haven't already. Drop me a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.